Good day, everyone. Here's my pre-recorded oral report. It is based on what I have learned on the week 1 to 15. So the week 1 is the topic is the human development. Human development is refers to the physical, cognitive, and psychosocial development of humans. And also, there are two types of development. It is physical development and cognitive development. There are also three domains. It is physical domain, cognitive domain, and psychosocial domain. Some major principles of human development. First is the development is relatively orderly. Second, why the pattern of development is likely to be similar, the outcomes of developmental processes and the rate of development are likely to vary among individuals. Third, development takes place gradually. And fourth, development as a process is complex because it is a product of biological, cognitive, and socio-emotional processes. And also, there are 5 characteristics of lifespan. It is development is lifelong, development is multidimensional, development is plastic, development is contextual, development involves growth, maintenance, and regulation. The week 2 topic is the stages of development and developmental tasks. It is a prenatal period from conception to birth, infancy from birth to 2 years, early childhood, end of infancy to 5 to 6 years or grade 1, middle and late childhood, 6 to 11 years of age, the elementary school years, adolescence, 12 to 12 years, 10 to 12 years of age, ending up to 18 to 22 years of age, early adulthood, from late teens or early 20s, lasting through the 30s, middle adulthood, 40 to 60 years of age. Late childhood is 60 years and above. Week 3. Teachers as consumers and users of research. Teachers are researchers and the scientific method, research design, and data gathering technique. Teachers as consumers and users of research. The scientific method and the research design. Data gathering techniques. First is the observation. Second is the sociological measures. Third, standardized. Fourth, interviews and questionnaires. Fifth, life history records or ethical principles. The week 4. The topic is the Sigmund Freud's psychosexual theory. There are 3 components in personality adjustment: the ID, the ego, and the superego. Psychosexual stages of development. It is oral stage 0 to 1 year, anal stage 1 to 3 years, phallic stage 3 to 5 or 6 years, latency stage 5 or 6 to puberty, and also genital stage puberty to adulthood. The week 5 topic is the Piaget stages of cognitive development. Piaget stages of there are 4 Piaget stages of cognitive development. First is the sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. The week 6 topic is the Erik Erikson's psychosocial theory of development. Erikson describes the following 8 stages. First, trust versus mistrust, from birth to 12 months. Second, autonomy versus shame, 1 to 3 years. Third, initiative versus guilt, 3 to 6 years. Fourth, industry versus inferiority, 6 to 12 years. Fifth, identity versus role confusion, 12 to 18 years. 16. Intimacy versus isolation, young adulthood. 7. Generativity versus stagnation, middle adulthood. 8. And the last, integrity versus despair and late adulthood. Week number 7. Topic: Kohlberg's theory of moral development. Theory of moral development. This theory of moral development builds on the work of Jean Piaget. Piaget believed that children are born without a moral consciousness, but from the ages of 4 to 7, Rulli developed the first stage of morality, in which they see justice and rules of behavior as fixed in the grand scheme of things beyond any human control. There are also levels. The levels are pre-conventional reasoning, conventional reasoning, and post-conventional reasoning. Week number 8. Vygotsky Sociocultural Theory. Piaget and Vygotsky worked on his theory around the same time as Piaget in between the 1920s and 30s, but they had clear differences in their views. About cognitive development. Social interaction. Piaget's theory was more individual, while Vygotsky was more social. Cultural factors. Vygotsky believed in the crucial role that culture played on the cognitive development of children. Language is opening the door for learners to acquire the knowledge that others already have. Zone of proximal development. Recall your answers in the activity. It can be shown that the skills cannot be learned instantly for the young ones. Week 9. The topic is Braun-Fenbrenner's ecological theory. Braun-Fenbrenner's bioecological models structure of environment. The first is the microsystem. It's the system closest to the person and the one in which he has direct contact: family, school, and neighborhood. Number 2, the mesosystem. This layer serves as the connection between the structures of the child's microsystem. The third, the exosystem. This layer refers to the bigger social system in which the child does not function directly. The week 10. Topic: Prenatal period. These stages of prenatal period are the germinal period, embryonic period, and the layers of the cell. Germinal period from the conception to 2 weeks. Prenatal development that takes place in the first 2 weeks after conception. Embryonic period 2 weeks to 2 months. Prenatal development occurs 2 to 8 weeks. The zygote will become embryo. There are 3 layers of the cells. It is the endoderm, ectoderm, and mesoderm. There are 3 life support systems. It is a placenta, umbilical cord, and amnion. Fetal period lasts from about 2 months after conception until 9 months, when the infant is born. Teratology and hazards to prenatal development. Teratology is the field investigating the causes of congenital birth defects. Below, there are also clusters of hazards to prenatal development. First is the prescription and non-prescription drugs. Second, the psychoactive drugs. Third, environmental hazard. Fourth, maternal factors. And fifth, paternal factors. Week 11. The topic is the physical development of infants and toddlers. Cephalocaudal trend is the postnatal growth from conception to 5 months, when the head grows more than the body. Second is the proximodistal trend, is the prenatal growth from 5 months to birth, when the fetus grows from the inside of the body outwards. There are also height and weight, brain development, motor development, reflexes. There are lots of reflexes. It is sucking reflex, rooting reflex, gripping reflex, curling reflex, starter motor reflex, gallant reflex, and tonic reflex. Week 12. Cognitive development of infants and toddlers. A summary of what infants and toddlers can do cognitively domain: language, pre-reading, and pre-math. Language, receptive language, 0 to 6 months, 7 to 12 months, 13 to 18 months, and 19 to 24 months. The language, expressive language, 0 to 6 months, 7 to 12 months, 13 to 18 months, and 19 to 24 months. Pre-reading and pre-matching, it is 7 to 12 months, 19 to 24 months. Higher order mental abilities, concept formation, 0 to 6 months, 7 to 12 months, 13 to 18 months, and 19 to 24 months. And also there are higher ordered mental abilities, 19 to 24 months. The week number 13, domain, preschoolers' physical development. For healthy social-emotional development, the infant needs to establish an enduring emotional bond characterized by a tendency to seek and maintain closeness to a specific figure, particularly during stressful situations. This is the social phenomenon of attachment. There are also temperaments. It's a word that captures the ways that people differ, even birth, in such things as their emotional reaction, activity level, attention span, persistence, and ability to regulate their emotions. There are supporting social emotional development for infants and toddlers. Activity level, regulatory rhythmicity, approach and withdrawal, adaptability, sensitivity, intensity, mood, distractibility, and persistence. Strategy, learning about emotions and emotional expression. Infants and toddlers learn about emotions and the expression of emotions through their interactions with others. Strategy, learning play, and friendship skills. Infants and toddlers are learning how to interact and play with others. Understanding and expressing emotions in healthy ways can help support and contribute to the development of social skills, including playing, making and keeping friends, and getting along with others. Week number 14. Preschoolers' physical development. Gross and fine motor development. Gross motor development refers to acquiring skills that involve the large muscles. Fine motor development refers to acquiring the ability to use the smaller muscles in the arm, hands, and finger purposefully. Preschoolers' artistic development. Stage 1, scribbling stage. Stage 2, schematic stage. Stage 3, schematic stage. The week number 15 and the last, cognitive development of the preschoolers. Brain connections in the preschool years. Because of fascinating developments in neuroscience, brain development of young children has been of great interest to the field of early childhood. Language development. Young children's understanding sometimes gets ahead of their speech. Language and social interaction. Vygotsky believed that young children use language both to communicate socially and to plan, guide, and monitor their behavior in a self-regulatory fashion called inner speech or private speech. The young children's theory of mind. Theory of mind refers to individual thoughts about how mental processes work. Receptive language standards. The child is able to understand both verbal and nonverbal forms of communication. 31 to 36 months is 3 to 4 years old. 37 and to 48 months. 49 to 60 months. Pre-reading and pre-matching. Standards 1.1. The child is able to match identical objects, colors, shapes, and symbols. 31 to 36 months. It is 2 to 1 or 2 to 3 years old. 37 to 48 months. It is 3 to 4 years old. Pre-reading and pre-math, copying letters and numbers. Standards 1.2. The child is able to recite the alphabet and the number is sequenced. 37 to 48 months, it is 3 to 4 years old. 49 to 60 months, 4 to 5 years old. 61 to 71 months, 5 to 6 years old. The domain, cognitive development attention and the activity level, standards 1, The child is able to sustain attention and modulate his activity at age expected levels. 31 to 36 months, 2 to 1, 2 to 1 half to 3 years old. 37 to 48 months, 3 to 4 years old. 49 to 60 months, 4 to 4 years old. 61 to 71 months is the 5 to 6 years old. High order mental abilities. Concept formation standards 1. The child develops basic concepts pertaining to object constancy, space, time, quantity, seriation, etc. 31 to 36 months is 2 to 1 half to 3 years old. 37 to 48 months, 3 to 4 years old. 49 to 60 months is the 4 to 5 years old. Higher ordered mental abilities, cause and effect relationship standards. The child is able to understand the cause-effect relationship in the 31 to 36 months, 20 to 1 half to 2 to 3 years old. Memory. Episodic memory standards 1. The child is able to recall people has met, events, and places he has been to. 31 to 36 months, 2 to 1 half to 3 years old. Memory. Memory of concept-based knowledge, semantic memory. Standards 1. The child is able to store verbal information in short and long-term memory. 37 to 48 months, 3 to 4 years old. 49 to 60 months, 4 to 5 years old. And also 61 to 71 months, 5 to 6 years old. Higher ordered mental abilities. Logical or reasoning standards 1. The child is able to follow the logic of events, reasons why this happens, and draw accurate conclusions by evaluating the facts presented to him. 31 to 36 months, 2 to 1 half to 3 years old. 37 to 48 months, 4 to 5 years old. The role of caregivers, parents, and teachers in the cognitive development of preschoolers for 3 years old, for 4 years old, and also for 5 years old. That's all. Thank you. Have a good day.